Buildaid Media, powered by builders and supported by Mix 93.8 FM and SA Garden and Home, are proud to bring you this Homeowner Workshop series. Throughout this series, we will be showcasing a wide variety of industry specialists to ensure a positive building experience. In this episode, Werner Viljoen from Execair speaks to Graham Alexander about the different types of air conditioning you can have in your home, the efficiency of each type, and why it's vital to plan your aircon before you start building.
Werner's from Execair. These guys do air conditioning installations in residential and commercial. Werner, what type of air conditioners can you expect to see in a home? Which systems?
All right, to begin off with your basic air conditioner that you would normally find in a domestic environment would be your mid-wall splits, ceiling cassettes and ducted units. Those are the three typical units you'll find.
So split unit, we have. If we look at the screenshot there, it's the part of it is above the bed, and then you've got another bit of this installation outside somewhere.
Right. The units that are inside your building would be referred to as indoor units. Outer units going to the outside of the building, which will contain your heat exchanger, compressors, and basic controls. Indoor unit being located on the inside of your building.
I don't know where the photograph came from. Is it a good idea to have it above your bed?
Not really a good idea.
That's what
you
I
don't
thought.
Want to have that cold or warm draft right on top of you while sleeping. But usually you can place it in a place in the room where you have a good amount of airflow coming throughout the room for even air distribution. That's what you're normally looking for.
I mean, theoretically, the aircon, no matter which installation it is, would be circulating the air in a space.
Yes, it would. If you take a mid-wall split, for instance, your return air and supply air will be exactly on the same unit. Ceiling cassettes, more or less the same, where the air will return to the middle of the unit and be forced out through the vents on the side of the units. Ducted units, you will have a return air grill, which will take in return air. It will pass through the indoor unit and it will come out through the diffusers, as you can see on the monitor there.
So a ducted system, Werner, as the term suggests, it's in ducts, which would probably be above your ceiling.
That's correct.
Sucking air out and pushing air back into the the space.
Yes.
I guess that would be a lot more expensive than the split unit that we saw, the one above the bed.
Yes, there would be a cost implication with regards to diffusers, return air grills, and of course ducting. But it is aesthetically more pleasing if you do have the ceiling void space. You can actually install the unit up there, have the diffusers in the ceiling. There are a number of different diffusers you can choose to suit your design of your building. So aesthetically, that is usually the best way to go if you do have the money and you do prefer high aesthetics in your place.
And then you have a cassette, and you often see that in a ceiling. How does that differ from the other two?
The only difference between them, obviously, is that you can locate it centrally in your room. You have your return in the middle where your fan sits, and then, as you can see on the picture, there are vents on either side of the grill, which you have a better air distribution throughout your room with a ceiling cassette.
So is everything in one there? You don't have something outside on the wall?
Yes, you do have your outdoor unit. On most units you can actually consider as split systems because your outdoor unit will be mounted on the outside. You have your reticulation between your indoor and your outdoor, your piping and your cables. So the noisy bit will be outside the building, the quieter bit will be inside, if I can put it in layman's terms.
Window rattlers, you see them a lot in office box when you got the thing in the bottom of the window. I assume we're not going to use those in our homes.
They're actually going to the way the dinosaurs have gone.
Okay.
They're becoming extinct.
So we've kicked them out.
Main reason, obviously, they are easy to install, but they're extremely noisy. And that's the main reason why people are moving away from them.
Werner, if we go back to the split unit, it seems tempting that it could have a DIY application. I know the answer, but I'm going to ask you the question anyway.
Okay, I was just going to say plainly, don't do it. The main reason being that is you are working with refrigerants that are under pressure. You need to make sure your circuits are airtight, obviously with environmental regulations coming into play. So not something you should venture into all by yourself. Rather get a professional to do that for you.
Two things in response to that. One is there's an electrical connection, which you're not allowed to make unless you're an electrician. And the other one is, Werner, you guys will work out which unit to use for a certain space or certain volume.
That is correct, yes. Obviously, you can work out on a calculation of about 150 watts per square meter if you do wish to size it yourself. Alternatively, a better idea would be to get a design consultant involved as well, because they can do the necessary calculations and then specify a unit that will be suitable for the application.
We've already established that 60% of the information required to build a home is not on the average set of drawings. And it's a statistic. It's not, no one made that up. That's the way the industry works. So that 60%, I would almost bet air conditioning would be in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
Along with a lot of the other finishing type items.
I typically found in my experience that air conditioning is usually a last minute thing that comes on top of everything else. You build a nice house and all of a sudden decide, okay, I would actually like to have air conditioning. Air conditioning should actually be planned right from the word go. When you start making your drawings, get your architect to work out where air conditioning would be suitable and take it from there, because it will save you a lot of trouble in the end.
Because it needs connection points.
Yes.
You need to work out what unit can circulate a certain volume of air. And aesthetically, you don't want those things hanging on the outside of your building. You want to try and conceal them somewhere.
Yes, you do. And most of the newer housing complexes, estates would specify that units should be concealed out of sight, not in plain visible sight from your neighbor, from the street or wherever. When it comes to planning as well, with regards to aesthetics, it will also be beneficial, because then you can chase into the wall, recess your pipes, have it plastered up. Nobody will see any reticulation coming from the indoor unit up to your outdoor unit. So it's good to plan from the word go.
Thank you for joining us. If you would like to watch any more of the workshops in the Homeowner series, follow the Buildaid YouTube channel or visit our website, buildaid.co.za, where you can find a full range of our product offering. To book your seat at our next workshop, visit caxtonevents.co.za. Don't forget to tune into Mix 93.8 FM Wednesday evenings from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. to listen to the Buildaid Show.